Dan Illman, Matt Bernier, the DRF bets race of the day for Thursday, April the 5th, race number 7 at Santa Anita. It's at 1 mile on the turf, and it's a Calbred allowance race. If you sign up for a new DRF bets account, you'll be rewarded with a $150 bonus. Just go to drf.com/join, and please use the promo code TV150. Let's take a look at this field of fillies and mares getting set to go a mile on the turf at the Great Race Place. And of course, you can download free formulator past performances for race number 7 at Santa Anita on the Race of the Day event page on DRF.com. Download them, handicap along with us. Let's take this field in post position order, and we'll begin with the number 1 Speakers, who kind of underperformed last time out. First time off a short layoff for Patty Gallagher. What happened? Disappointing effort at 7-2.
You know, she's kind of an interesting filly because you look at that most recent run, boy, was she rank and pulling hard early on, pulled down the backside, and it kind of felt like Drayden Van Dyke either knew something was amiss or she just had absolutely nothing because she had spent all that energy early on. If you think that that's sort of like an anomaly, I hate to break it to you. She did the exact same thing 2 starts back and only got beat by a nose, but she was very, very keen, very eager, and she was able to make a big move. I almost wonder, was that more an indictment on the field 2 starts back than anything else? Look, from a buyer standpoint, if she runs the 80, she has a big chance in here. It's very difficult to trust a horse that it seems like she's her own worst enemy in the early portions of the race.
It appears that the number 2, My Aunt Tilly, is starting to figure things out. After a 9-race maiden, she won going down the hill, and I thought she ran very well, finishing ahead of 4 of these common rivals in her most recent start. Yes, there was a fast pace on tap, but this horse had to swing about 6 wide turning into the stretch, and she came with a big late run to just miss. The pace should be fast one more time. My Aunt Tilly's found herself. Her buyers are going the right way. She's a horse I'd use in any kind of multi-race wager.
I picked her second. I thought long and hard about picking her on top. I believe in the advance for Thursday in the racing form. Mike Pipey said that 2 starts back prior to that, they did a little bit of a throat procedure, and she's come back and she can breathe much better now. Keep in mind, this is going to be part of that big pick 6 carryover on Thursday, $340,000. I agree with you. I thought she ran really well. She did get a beautiful pace situation, pace scenario to run at, but I think she's just kind of turned the corner, and now she's a different horse. You give her a little bit of pace, second off the layoff, I think she's very live. Mizzen
Glory, the number 3, makes her first start off the claim, and she prompted a slow pace last time out to win at this mile distance. It was a conditioned $25,000 claimer against open horses. She's now in with Calbreds, but she faces a much different pace scenario, as we see from the Timeform US pace projector. The 3 Mizzen Glory was right up on the pace last time out. Timeform US has her 5th, chasing a fast pace. Much different situation against arguably tougher horses.
Yeah, and really, just go 2 starts back. She faced a number of common foes in here, and she just wasn't good enough, plain and simple. I thought she set a pretty good trip, all things considered, and just couldn't kick with those girls down the lane. She had to drop to the non-winners of 2 to get the job done most recently. I don't know. I just kind of feel like, aren't we going to get something similar to 2 back? And if that's the case, I don't think it's good enough.
Matt, are you surprised the Timeform US has the number 4, Lost in Translation, out there on the lead? She set a dreamy trip last time out, first start of the year for Richard Baltas, where she conceded the lead, sat the pocket, eased out on the turn, and then just got her nose down on the wire to beat 3 of these common foes. It was a perfect trip. Richard Baltas usually doesn't do this, wins races, then gives them 61 to 180-day layoffs. I don't think Lost in Translation will make the lead in here. I think she'll either concede to the 5 Dreamy Gal, the 7 Bataquitos, or perhaps most likely the 9 Excess Gold. If she runs her last race, she wins, but I wonder if she's a little bit of an underlay in here.
Yeah, I agree with all that. And I have a hard time envisioning her, of all of these fillies, being the one that's actually the one cutting out the fractions. You brought up Excess Gold. We'll talk about her. We have the stretch out horse that we'll talk about, Bataquitos. I kind of feel like they're going to hopefully be sitting that same trip that she had last time out, a length and a half, 2 lengths off of it. The problem is I was just a little bit underwhelmed. I know she had a perfect trip, and it looked like, to me anyway, I thought she was going to win for fun, and she just barely got her nose down. It was also, you brought up, a 3-way photo, 3 horses on the wire. Usually that's not necessarily a good thing. It's hard to believe they all ran exceptional races. And I have to be honest, I think of any of those 3, I would prefer Speakers.
Well, the 5 is Dreamy Gal. Now, Dreamy Gal last time out was coming off of a little bit of a layoff in the Mayon-Tilly race. And we discussed how that race featured a fast pace, and Dreamy Gal was chasing that fast pace. The fast pace was set by Excess Gold. Dreamy Gal couldn't step with Excess Gold in the stretch, but she stayed on well enough as the beaten 2-to-1 favorite. I can certainly see her moving forward in her second start of the layoff. And if Excess Gold concedes this time, maybe Dreamy Gal's the one to make the lead.
Yeah, it's entirely possible. I guess I'm a little bit torn on this horse because if you look at her from a fig standpoint, she makes all the sense in the world. She's 1 for 9 lifetime, 4 times second or third. I go back to that first and only win to date. That was in her second lifetime start, going 6 furlongs on dirt. I realized she was a half length back at the first call of that race, but it was essentially a gate to wire kind of score. She was ahead off of it at the half mile. So to me, I think she does her best running when she's on the lead. And I don't think there's a scenario where she gets the lead in here. Maybe second off the bench, she takes a step forward, but I'm against her as well.
Streak of Luck, the number 6, makes her second start of the form cycle. And I thought she ran really well last time out in a race that featured a fast pace. She was coming from far out of it, as was the winner, favored West Palm Beach, a European shipper. But I thought at a key point on the far turn, Streak of Luck was caught in behind horses while West Palm Beach had the clear run on the outside. Streak of Luck had to tap on the brakes. She got outside, then had to follow West Palm Beach. She finished gamely to finish second in that spot. I think she gets the pace here, and in a race which features several horses coming out of common efforts, I'm not sure I love any of those races. I want kind of the stranger, and that's Streak of Luck.
100% agree with all that, particularly about that little piece on the far turn. Go in, you can pull it up on Formulator and watch the replay. I think if she doesn't have to get shuffled or tap the brakes the way that she did, I think she can run with West Palm Beach the whole way. And look, they were only separated by a length and a quarter. I think it's a heck of a lot closer than that if she doesn't have to tap the brakes, and maybe even she turns the tables second off the bench. I know she's a 3-year-old going up against elders, but I think there are a lot of things to like, and I think we've got some positive news for Matt Chu as well.
Here's the Formulator fact for Matt Chu's having a tough meet, but he's a good trainer. Past 3 years, second off the bench. With older turf routers, he's 20% with a $7.60 return on investment. Bataquitos stretches out for the first time off 4 sprints. Good effort last time out behind a horse that came back to earn a 76 buyer over a Tapeta surface at Golden Gate Fields. It's possible that she will add to the pace, but if you believe the red bar on the Timeform US pace projector, that could work against Bataquitos as she stretches out.
Yeah, stretch out with other speed in here. You're going to have to go a little bit faster than ideal, I think. I think they would have liked to be able to get out there and get a 47 or a 48 half mile. I'd be surprised if you're going to see that. But it is good to see Martin Pedrosa. I think Pedrosa is one of the best front-end riders that there is in the entire country. Still, having said that, I think there's some things against her.
You're going to get a big price likely on the 8, Almost Reality, and I think you're supposed to just draw a line through her most recent start. Her first race in a year and a half where she chased a pretty fast pace before giving it up. Her prior efforts, while never a likely winner, she was a horse that could earn checks. 6 times third, 3 times second. She's only 1 for 18 lifetime. I find it fascinating that Pratt takes the call for Drysdale.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, it's something definitely noteworthy when you get one of the leading riders to take over for a horse like this. I agree. Draw a line through that race. That was the first start off of a very, very long layoff. The problem is, even if you give me the form that she had before she went away, she liked to be more of a nibbler than a winner. To me, she's going to be a horse that I don't know how much money she's going to take, but from a pick 6 standpoint, I would just let her beat me. She's the kind of horse that I want to use underneath.
Third off the layoff for Excess Gold, who set that fast pace last time out and finished best of the pace horses. The key to the race is, how is it going to unfold? Is the 4 going to concede? Is the 5 going to concede? If they do, Excess Gold might be able to make the lead again. And she's so lightly raced, we may not have seen her best race. I think you have to give her a couple of extra points at least last time out, because that pace was fast, color-coded red in Timeform US, and she hung on to finish a solid third. She's usable. She'll likely take money.
I think she's a nice filly. I think there's some quality here. I agree with you. It's going to be really interesting. It's so difficult trying to handicap the riders because we see on paper it looks like there's a ton of speed, but I'm sure all the riders are looking at that as well. I think Kent DeSormo, of all people, though, is going to be able to make the right call. You know what? If it looks like everybody's going to grab, we're going to send, we're going to be aggressive. If everybody's sending and just going on a crazy mission, maybe we just try to take back and hopefully we can make first run. I thought you ran really well in that most recent run. And again, if you and I both like Mayon-Tilly a little bit, I think you kind of have to appreciate what Excess Gold did, setting that pace and not completely wilting.
Completing the body of the field is the 10 Inland Empire, and if you're just simply looking for a stranger, this might be the horse because she has a giant turf pedigree.
Yeah, she really does. I mean, you look at it on the dam side, you've got multiple stakes winners. The second dam was a multiple stakes winner on turf. The dam was a half to turf stakes winners left and right. Empire Way is 0 for 7 with the first time turf runners, but I'm not too concerned about that. And the dam herself, she was 1 for 6. I remember when she first ran in her career debut, 6 furlongs. I have written in Formulator, acts like she wants to run all day. Well, they stretched her out last time, was supposed to be on the turf, got washed off. She still got the job done. I'm going to be fascinated to see what you get here. Mike Smith stays aboard. She's a horse that I'm not using as far as the pick is concerned as of right now. I've got to go through and look at more, but I got to be honest, she is the most concerning horse for me if I leave her off any tickets because she could be kind of the unknown in this race.
She might be the horse that achieves the most when all is said and done. This is her first time on turf. She is certainly bred for it outside post, but she should get the right race flow. And I like that they tried to get her on turf last time out. It was washed off, and she was able to win. Sharp trainer and Peter Urton. Let's take a look at our top selections for race number 7 at Santa Anita. Your DRF Bets race of the day for Thursday. We both like Streak of Luck. We both think she's going to get the right pace setup.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, second off that layoff, Matt Chu, another sort of, you want to tweak the formulator angles. Past 5 years, turf second after the layoff route races, 6 for 24 with a $9.35 ROI. I think there's a lot to like here. She's a 3-year-old going up against older horses. I was torn between her and my Aunt Tilly. I went 6-2 in here, and I'll probably use them both as A's in the pick 6.
I'd use my Aunt Tilly in the pick 6 as well. Also probably use a little bit of excess gold for the reasons you mentioned. I think DeZormo will do the right thing. Breaking outside of the other speeds. If they don't go, he's going. If they go, he sits and stalks and gets the jump on everybody, turning into the stretch. From a single race standpoint, I went 6, 9, 4, and 5, but I would use 2, 6, 9, and I think I would use the 4 as a B in any kind of ticket maker multiple race situation. We both like Streak of Luck, though, in race number 7 at Santa Anita. Again, if you sign up for DRF Bets, you'll be rewarded a $150 bonus. DRF.com/join. Please use the promo code TV150. An approximate post time for race number 7 at Santa Anita on Thursday, 3 o'clock Pacific. Good luck.